Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. And today's video is going to be all about my hair care routine, some hair related tips that I'm going to share with you, my hair color, and yeah, pretty much all of that. So I do a video like this. I'm going to say once in a year. I'm pretty sure I've done one, maybe even two videos like this in the past. And instead, I decided to do one now as well and kind of share with you how I feel about hair care and some tips that I had to share and like what I've been doing for my own hair. So yeah, that's what this video is going to be all about. And before we get started, I just want to like share a quick reminder with you that if you're not subscribed to my channel already, then please go ahead and hit on the red subscribe button and also hit on the bell if you're interested and if you want to get notified every single time I post a new video. But yeah, with that out there, now let's dive right in and talk about or like talk everything related to my hair and like about my hair. So first of all, I'm pretty sure that it's very obvious and you might know this already, but I don't like this is my natural hair. I actually decided to film this video today because I just washed my hair like 2 hours back. So yeah, my hair is naturally, I want to say, more straight, but it's not like straight. It's kind of like a little wavy straight. If you can see, like now that it's drying, it's getting more straight. But when I jump out of the shower, it's more on the wavier side, and yeah, it can definitely be a little bit frizzy as well. But yeah, that's what my hair texture is like. And when it comes to my hair type, I have a very oily scalp, which is why I need to make sure that I'm washing my hair every 3 days. I make sure to not wash my hair every alternate day, and like third day I would use dry shampoo, which we'll talk about in a bit. But yeah, I wash my hair, I would say, twice in a week or like every 3 days because I have a very oily scalp, and when it comes to the ends of my hair, I would say that they're a little bit more on the drier side. So yeah, that is kind of like my hair type and my hair texture. And like you can tell, and I'm pretty sure if you're a subscriber you would already know this, but I got my hair colored 3 maybe even 4 months back. Yeah, so mid Feb is when I got my hair colored and I got some balayage done. So I have like these brown caramel highlights in my hair. They're not highlights, they are completely balayage. That is what I asked my friend, who is also my hairdresser, to do. So that is what she has done with my hair, and it's very natural. It's very subtle. I didn't want to go really crazy, but yeah, I feel like when you have colored hair, of course there are different types, and like depending on what processes you do when you get your hair colored, it's very different. But I wanted to talk a little bit about colored hair as well, and I want to get this out there, especially for like if you're my age or if you're younger than me and you want to get your hair colored, but you want to make sure that it doesn't cost you a ton in the long run. I mean, obviously, when you are getting your hair colored, it's going to cost you quite a bit. But a lot of times, I feel like if you're young, you might feel a little bit scared to do anything with your hair, mainly because, of course, there are chances that things might damage your hair. Like, obviously, if you're going to bleach your hair when you color it, then it is going to damage your hair. But also, I feel like a lot of times people are scared to get their hair colored or do something with their hair because they feel like there's a lot of money that is going to go into maintenance. Like I feel like when I did not have colored hair, when I had my regular dark brown hair, and I used to see other people who have colored hair talk about like purple shampoos and how there is like so much that goes into maintenance of that color. I was a little scared and I didn't want to get it done because I didn't want to shell out like a lot of money on my hair, and obviously I did not want to like damage my hair in any way. But this is a tip that I would like to tell you, that if you are planning on getting it done, maybe talk to someone who, like for example with me, my friend is a hairdresser and a professional makeup artist. So I spoke to her regarding all of it, and I spoke like before I even decided on getting it done. I had a couple of conversations with her and I cleared out all of my queries and my doubts. So make sure that you have someone that you could go to like get all of this information before you decide that you want to get your hair colored. And something that I clarified before and also while the process of getting it done was that is it always necessary that there is a lot of money that goes into the maintenance. And she was like, no, it's not necessary, and it really depends on what you get done. So I feel like there is this assumption that if you have colored hair, you can only use specific shampoos that are meant for colored hair. And a lot of times these shampoos can be more expensive than your regular Dove, Pantene, Head and Shoulders, or whatever you use. But I feel like all of that only goes, like all of that cost really goes into it when you decide that you want to get your hair cut, like you want to get your hair bleached, and then you want to use maybe like a pink or a purple or a blue or a green or like a really deep even red maybe. So if you decide to get your hair bleached and then you color it, you will obviously have to spend more on the maintenance. But for me personally, because I didn't get my hair bleached, I just used, I mean obviously I didn't use, but my friend who was doing my hair, she just used hair color and she just did the balayage on my hair without any kind of other chemical treatment. And yeah, that is why I can still use my regular shampoos and conditioners or like whatever products I was using earlier, and I don't have to use products which are specifically meant for colored hair. So I kind of wanted to get that out there before I talk about anything else, because I feel like that is another update sort of a thing that I want to share. And that is, this is, I feel like, information and knowledge which no one out there, like I have never heard anyone talk about this, like any other bloggers or like even professionals for that matter. I have never heard anyone talk about it, and I feel like that's why a lot of people don't know about all these things. So before you jump into the assumption that just because so and so person has colored hair and is using all the specific like colored hair products or like products meant for colored hair, if that makes more sense, doesn't mean you will have to do the same thing. So contact a professional if you know one, or maybe if there is a salon that you go to where you always get your hair cut or like whatever, maybe you could talk to like your hairdresser there and kind of ask them and just get all of your queries answered before you make the decision whether you want to do it or you don't want to do it. And yeah, I feel like this is something which I feel like is very long and rambling, but I just want to get it out there before I get started and I talk about the products I'm going to talk about. So now that I have brought it out there, let's kind of jump into talking about the products that I want to share with you. Now, personally for me, again, I'm very simple with my hair care. Like my skincare routine can be really elaborate, but when it comes to my hair care, I keep things as simple as possible. I don't really use a lot of styling products because I don't really heat style my hair very often. It happens maybe once and very very rarely twice a year. I always air dry my hair, like you can tell as well. There are a lot of my videos also, you can tell that I'm just air drying my hair and I don't use any sort of heat or like blow drying or anything on my hair. So yeah, I try to avoid as much of like heat on my hair as possible, which is why I don't have a lot of styling products. The only products that I use on my hair or in my hair is a shampoo, a hair mask, a hair serum, and dry shampoo. Those are the only things I use. When it comes to shampoo, I've continued sticking to the same shampoos that I've mentioned in some of my previous videos as well. So I'm not going to go on and on about it. The only thing I want to say is that my go-to shampoos are Tresemme and Dove. Those are also options that I would recommend, but a lot of times, if I have recommended these shampoos to someone, I kind of like what their response is that, oh, Tresemme doesn't really work very well for my hair, or Dove doesn't really work very well for my hair. So I feel like if you are someone like me who uses all of these drugstore, like really easily available shampoos, use whatever is working for your hair, and don't switch out and swap out your shampoos if not necessary. Like I remember having one of those conversations with my friend, and she was like, I'm thinking of getting like a Wow shampoo, and I was like, what shampoo are you using currently? And she was like, XYZ brand. And I was like, does it work for you? And she's like, yeah, it works for me. So I was like, then why do you want to switch to Wow? Like nothing against Wow, okay? I'm just saying that if there is no need for you to switch your shampoo, then please don't switch it out. Because I remember as a child, I didn't use Tresemme and Dove. I was using a couple of other brands, and what ended up happening was that after using the same brands for like 3 or 4 years, my hair kind of got used to it, and then those shampoos didn't really clean my hair as well. So that's the reason. That's when I had to like switch out and like I don't know why I'm jumbling all my words, but what I'm trying to say is that that's when I had to swap out the shampoo that I was using then and switch to Tresemme. And since I was also simultaneously having hair fall issues, I used the Tresemme hair fall defense, and that really helped with the hair fall. So yeah, one tip that I want to tell you is that stick to your drugstore affordable shampoos and stick to whatever works for you unless and until it's working for you, and you don't need to switch out and swap out any of your products if it's not necessary. So yeah, that is the first thing that I would definitely tell you. And if you are actually looking for a shampoo, if your current shampoo is not working for you, then I would personally recommend Tresemme and Dove because I have used them. But of course, if it doesn't work for you, then I don't really have anything else that I could tell you. I also am planning on trying out the Wow shampoos, the Herbal Essence shampoos, and also these brands which make like customized shampoos for you. Like there is Fravel, there is Bare, and Notomy, I think so. Those are brands which like customize your shampoo for you, so you can decide and you can tell them what your hair type is, what your concerns are, if you have colored hair or not, etc., etc., and they will customize a shampoo for you. So yeah, those are things that I am planning on trying out, but I'm not going to try them out anytime right now. I feel like I have a lot of shampoos in my collection right now, and I'm not looking out to spend money if it's not necessary. And but I will be trying them out in the future. So if you are interested in like knowing my thoughts and opinions on any of these products, and if you want me to try them out like some of my friends, then you can let me know in the comment section down below that you're looking forward to it, and I will probably try them out maybe in the next 5-6 months. I want to stay, like I have a lot of shampoos in my collection right now, like backups and stuff. I'm going to continue using those. But yeah, that was all about me rambling about shampoos. Now when it comes to conditioners, I'm not going to talk a lot about this because I've spoken about this in a past video as well, that I'm personally not a very big fan of conditioners because I feel like they are like a watered down hair mask. And yeah, I feel like conditioners don't really do much for my hair. And now that I have colored hair, I feel like my ends can be really dry, and if I don't use a hair mask on a regular basis, then I see a great noticeable difference in my hair. So yeah, conditioners are not for me. If you have really shiny smooth hair and like really amazing hair, then maybe conditioners is enough for you, and you don't need to go ahead and splurge on a hair mask. But personally, I need to. It is one of the things which I don't mind shelling out some extra money on. But I feel like there are also some great conditioners that you can find at a very affordable price, and I will talk about some of them in a bit. But there is just one thing that I need to mention before I share with you my hair mask recommendations, and that is that if you are going to spend your money on a hair mask, then please make sure that you're buying a hair mask which does not have silicones in it. I've used hair masks for I want to say over a year, and what I've realized is that a lot of times hair masks which contain silicones make your hair feel and look like they're really soft and smooth. But like for example, if I wash my hair today and if I touch my hair after using a shampoo that has silicones in it, it's going to feel really soft and smooth. But tomorrow when I do the same thing to my hair is suddenly going to start feeling rough. And that is mainly because silicones in your hair products basically make them feel soft and smooth, but they don't really actually do anything to repair your hair. So if you have dry hair, what's going to happen is that for the day that you use the products, it's going to make your hair feel like it's really smooth, but that silicone is obviously going to like wear off after a day or two, and then the next day when you touch your hair, it's not going to feel soft and smooth anymore, and that is mainly because the silicone has worn out. So when you're using something that does not have silicones, what it basically does that it actually does a job, like a good job of repairing your hair. And I'm not telling you that every silicone free hair mask is good. If a hair mask is good, you can actually tell that it's making a difference in your hair if it is silicone free. But if it has silicones, you won't really know if it's really working well for you or not. So that's why make sure that if you're using a hair mask, it does not contain any kind of silicones or dimeticones in them. And personally, I have two recommendations of hair masks which I have tried out till date, which I think do a really good job in actually making my hair better and like actually improving and kind of getting rid of the dryness, or actually or at least making it better, if not like completely improving it. And that is the Plum macadamia hair mask. I believe that's what it's called. I'm going to leave a picture on the screen, and I will also leave a link in the description box. That is one that I have used in the past. I don't have it anymore because I completely ran out and I didn't immediately repurchase it. But there is also another one that I have, which I'm using currently and which I feel like does an absolutely amazing job, and that is the Wow sunflower biolipids and argan oil hair mask for dry and damaged hair. So this is supposed to restore hair strength and smoothness, replenish lost nutrition and gloss, and repair damaged hair. So this is the one. It's got the sunflower picture on it, and there are a couple of different hair masks by Wow, which come in a very similar packaging. I haven't tried out the others, so I can't vouch for them, but I will be trying them out. So if you're interested in me like comparing different Wow hair masks and telling you which ones I prefer over the others, then I think that's something I'm probably actually already planning on doing. But most of the time these Wow hair masks are like always sold out on Nykaa. So yeah, that's the reason why sometimes it's really difficult for me to even get my hands on them. So I will definitely try to snag some of them up when they come back in stock. But yeah, I will probably do like a video like that in the future. So if you're interested, let me know in the comment section down below. But this particular one that has sunflower, I want you to just see how much I have used this up. Like it's a really like tall container, and like if you look from this side, like literally all of this is gone, and then here as well, like there's this much left, but then in the middle it's like completely hollow and it's a crater. And I'm going to like hit pan or like hit tub in this very soon. I probably have another 7-8 uses left, but I don't think more than that. And this comes with 200 ml, I believe, so 550 rupees, and you can at least find like a 10% off on Nykaa like all the time, like 5 or 10% off, so you will save some cash there. But yeah, it's super duper affordable. It's gonna last you for like 2 or 3 months. So yeah, this is a great product that I would personally highly recommend. I recommend this to everyone out there who asks me for a hair mask recommendation. I've actually got compliments from some of you on my Instagram. Like when you see me like do these talk through stories, and you guys see my hair open like this, and you're like, wow, your hair looks really nice. What are you using? What is the hair mask? What is the conditioner, etc., etc. I have mentioned that this is the product which I feel like is actually doing really great things to my hair. So yeah, this is my favorite hair mask that I definitely have to share with you. I wanted to mention this in my May favorites as well, but for some reason I totally forgot. So yeah, I think it's because it lies in my shower, so sometimes I forget. But yeah, absolutely freakingly love this product. I would highly recommend it. And there's another product which I use after it, and that is my hair serum. Now this one I have mentioned in my May favorites, and I did mention that it's not something that is great if you want your hair to be really shiny or really smooth or really soft. I feel like it doesn't do much for that, but it's something that's not going to weigh your hair down, and something that is going to make your hair smell really nice. So if you are obsessed with your hair smelling really nice or your body smelling really nice, like if you're really a very olfactory person, or like olfactory centric, then I think this is something you will really like, because the scent of this is so freaking amazing. I did use some of it in my hair today as well, and it's kind of diluted now a little bit, like it's not as strong, but I can still smell it in my hair. It smells really nice, which is something I really like. So yeah, this is one that I wouldn't recommend if you're looking for a good hair serum that is going to like repair your hair or anything. But yeah, if you want your hair to smell nice, and if you want a serum that doesn't weigh your hair down, because I feel like a lot of serums do that, then this is the one that you should go for. When it comes to my second day of hair, like these are all the products I use on my first day of hair. When it comes to my second day of hair, I feel like my hair is at its prime, and I could literally just comb it once with a hair comb and I'm going to be fine. So yeah, the second day is when I don't really use many hair care products, but what I will use either on my second day in the night or third day in the morning is a dry shampoo, because again, like I mentioned, I do have an oily scalp, and like first day and second day my hair is like pretty good, I want to say. But third day is when my hair becomes like totally flat. There is no volume, at least like in the crown part and everything, and my hair looks like super, I want to say champu, like literally. Like I look like a champu, and like my hair is completely like this, like it's flat. So yeah, that is when I feel like a dry shampoo really saves my life. And the ones that I have in my collection right now are ones that I'm not really very happy with, if I'm being completely honest, which is why I can't like show them to you, or like recommend them. And those are the collab dry shampoos. I thought I wanted to like experiment a little bit, but I ended up wasting quite a bit of money, if I'm being honest. But my favorite dry shampoos are the ones by Batiste. Divine and Dark is my absolute favorite because it's got the tint, but the ones which are like white also have a really good fragrance. But again, they can slightly leave a white cast if you like use too much, if you go slightly overboard, if you don't massage your hair really well. So that is when I make sure that I use it like on my second day, like night, so that like overnight. All the powderiness goes away, all the residue goes away, and when I wake up in the morning, my hair still has the volume and still has the bounce. So yeah, those are my favorite dry shampoos that I had to recommend. I will obviously repurchase them sometimes, so you'll see it like a future haul or something. But yeah, I don't have them to actually show it to you. But yeah, I will leave all of my hair recommendations in the description box. So just in case you're interested in checking any of them out, you can definitely do so. And yeah, that is pretty much it for this video. I really hope that it was helpful and informative. And yeah, once again, just sharing it out there that if you are not subscribed already, please make sure that you subscribe. The links will be in the description box, and I will also leave my social media in the description box. But yeah, that is pretty much it for this video. I really hope that you enjoyed. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, you guys. Until next time, bye.